Hello everyone, I welcome all of you to today's discussion of IOQ JS paper. That is Indian Olympiad Qualifier in Junior Science. This paper is combination of two parts where part 1 is NSE, National Standard Examination, and part 2 is Indian National Olympiad. And when you clear this, you clearly get the getaway for orientation cum selection camp conducted by HBCSC. So this paper consists of total 32 questions which are all objective type questions where we have two parts. Part 1, that is part A1, consists of 24 questions having only one option correct, and part 2 consists of total 8 questions having multiple options correct. So this is actually combination of variety of concepts involved altogether. I'm going to discuss mathematics portion where I'm going to start with this code 51. Alright, so let's start with discussion of mathematics portion where we have the first question 19 in mathematics portion. This question is from the chapter of quadratic equations. It clearly states here that if x square plus ax plus b equal to 0 and x square plus bx plus a equal to 0 have one common root, then which of these options is correct? Option A is a plus b equal to 0, option B is a plus b equal to 1, while option C is a plus b equal to minus 1, and here we have option D, a square plus b square equal to 1. So let's just quickly get started with the solution of this question, as it has been clearly stated that these both given quadratic equation have one root in common. So let's take up that alpha is the common root. So let alpha be common root. Okay, if alpha is the common root, then in that case alpha will satisfy both these equations, isn't it? So I'll be substituting here x by alpha, and the same thing will be done by you. So here when we substitute x by alpha, we get alpha square plus a alpha plus b equal to 0, and the second equation will become alpha square plus b alpha plus a equal to 0. Now in both these equations you can very well judge now these two equations can be easily subtracted. Okay, so let's subtract these two equations. Here we need to change the sign, right? When we change the sign here, alpha square gets cancelled, and here in this case, when you take the difference, you will be getting here a alpha minus b alpha, and here you will be getting plus b minus a equal to 0. So we are getting this after subtracting these two equations. Let's further simplify this and try to obtain here the value of alpha. I can take alpha common here from the first two terms. The moment you take alpha common, you get here a minus b, while these two constants, b and minus a, when transposed to the other side, then on the right hand side we get a minus b. So now you can clearly figure out here a minus b can be very well cancelled out, resulting here the value of alpha equal to 1. So clearly the value of alpha is 1. Alpha is what? Alpha is the common root. So we have here common root for both the given equations equal to 1. So it is definitely going to satisfy these equations, right? So if I talk about any one of the equations, let's say here we are talking about x square plus ax plus b equal to 0. Here this alpha is the common root, so it will satisfy the equation. So substituting x by alpha, we get here 1 square plus a into 1 plus b equal to 0. Here x is equal to 1. That is the common root alpha. Alright. So in this case it clearly satisfies, and you get here the equation 1 plus a plus b equal to 0. Where if I transpose 1 to the other side, I get here a plus b equal to minus 1. So you can clearly see I'm getting this condition, as a relationship between a, b and minus 1. So that means whenever we have a common root for both two given equations, this is a condition which is satisfying, right? So we are getting this important condition that a plus b equal to minus 1 out of all these four options given. Now you can clearly figure out which is the right answer. A plus b equal to minus 1. Yes, that is rightly found here in option C. So we get here the correct answer for this question as option C. I hope you get it totally clear. Let's move ahead to our next question. Here we have the next question, question number 20. Here it states 6 circles, each of radius 3 centimeter, are inscribed in an equilateral triangle ABC such that they touch each other and also touch the sides of the equilateral triangle as shown in this adjacent figure. In this figure you can clearly visualize, this triangle ABC is an equilateral triangle. 6 circles of, same radii, that is 3 centimeter, is inscribed in it, and each of the circle is touching the sides of the equilateral triangle and then they are touching the adjacent circles. Alright, and in this case we need to find the height of the triangle ABC. You can very well see the options provided. The first option A is 6 into whole 2 root 3 plus 3. Option B is 3 into whole 2 root 3 plus 6, while option C is 3 into whole 2 root 3 plus 3, while option D is 6 into whole 2 plus root 3. So let's get started with the solution of this question. Very first, I want all of you to observe this figure. In this figure, we have this equilateral triangle ABC, where I am not aware about the length of the side of ABC. I just know I have got here 6 circles, each having the radii 3 centimeter. So here the radii of each circle is 3 centimeter. Now this is an equilateral triangle, alright. So here in this case, I want you to observe this thing. Here if I mark here the center of this circle, let's take here the center of this circle is K, okay, and it is clearly touching here both the sides. Here it is clearly touching here this side at this point and this side at this point. So we know that this circle is tangential to both the circles and at both the sides of the triangle, and when it is tangential then this radii will be definitely perpendicular to this side, isn't it? So here we have this radii perpendicular. This is a 90-degree angle, here also this is a 90-degree angle. So if I consider here this is the point P and I consider here this is the point Q, alright. So KP, which is the radius of this circle, is perpendicular to the side BC, and same QK, which is radius of this circle, it is also perpendicular to the side AB. So if it is perpendicular, here you know that we have BQ and BP both acting as tangent to the circle, and when tangents are drawn to a circle from the same external point, then in that case length of the two tangents are equal, okay. Not just that, this tangent you can clearly see here, this tangent BQ and BP will be equally inclined to the line joining the center of the circle. So center of the circle is K, BK is here clearly the line joining center of the circle. This angle B measures 60 degree because it's an equilateral triangle. So if both the tangents are equally inclined to BK, then clearly BK will be bisecting angle B. And that means here we have this angle measuring 30 degrees. Here this angle measures 30 degrees. So what is the clear reason for that? Here BP and BQ both are tangents which are equally inclined to the line joining the center. Angle B measuring 60 degree, which makes this angle KBP equal to 30 degree. Here KP is equal to the radius of the circle R, right? So using that, can we get here BP, right? Here if I consider this BP is X, let's try to figure out what is this X. This BQ will be also X here, okay. So I have here angle KBP equal to 30 degrees. Taking this into consideration, I apply here trigonometry. Here we have triangle KBP. In triangle KBP, if we consider tan 30 degrees, tan 30 degrees is perpendicular upon base. I have here perpendicular KP and I have here base BP, alright. So tan 30 degrees is equal to 1 upon root 3, here KP is equal to R, the radius, and BP I have considered to be equal to X. So this will clearly give you the value of X equal to R root 3, isn't it? So now I am getting here the value of this X equal to, that is BP is equal to R root 3. Now let's observe here this point of the circle. Here also lies the center. These circles, at the base we have 3 circles which are touching each other. If I join this, what will be this length? Here if I consider this to be point r, and in this case what will be the length of this kr? If you observe here, this is r, here this will be r plus r, 2r, this is again small r, the radius. So total length of kr is here equal to, if you drop here the perpendicular like this, here you will get the similar formation, and here this total length, if I consider here r, let it be s, and here it will be t. So this pt will be equal to kr, which is equal to 4r. You might think why pt is equal to kr, because guys here this is a rectangular formation. Okay, this is 90 degree, this is also 90 degree, and here we get a rectangular formation. This is equal to the radius r. Okay, so this is 4r, and similar kind of condition is appearing over here. Just like this triangle of angle 30 degree, here also when you will join CR, you will get the similar formation. On joining CR, we get the similar formation that CS and CT will be tangential to this circle, and in the same way the length of the CT will be equal to x. So I am sure now you are totally clear about the length of the side of this equilateral triangle ABC. Here it is equal to BP plus PT plus CT. BP is x, PT is 4r, and CT is again x. So if I just add all these three to get here the length of the side, then what will be that? I could clearly write that in this scenario, here BC will be equal to BP plus PT plus TC, alright. Here BP is equal to x, PT is equal to 4r, TC is also equal to x. That is 2x plus 4r, isn't it? So this is 2x plus 4r. Now I am already aware with this value of x, x is r root 3. Let's substitute that. Here x is equal to r root 3 plus we have here 4r. Not just that, what could be taken as common from both of these? We can very well take here 2r as common, which results here root 3 plus 2. Okay? And talking about r, in the question itself it was provided that we have 6 circles here of the radius 3 centimeter. That means r is 3. So when you substitute r as 3, you get here 6 into root 3 plus 2 as the side BC, because here we have radius equal to 3 centimeter. Now guys, here I am totally aware with the side of the equilateral triangle. Here the side of this equilateral triangle is clear. That is 6 into root 3 plus 2. But in this question, when you observe, we don't need to obtain side of this equilateral triangle. We need here height of triangle ABC. Height means altitude of equilateral triangle ABC, right? We have a very well known formula to obtain altitude of an equilateral triangle, right? If you just talk about figuring out the altitude of equilateral triangle ABC will be equal to root 3 upon 2 into side. That is the length of the side. And here we already know the length of the side. Here this is root 3 upon 2. Length of the side is 6 into root 3 plus 2. So let's quickly simplify this one. Here you see that 2 reduces 6 3 times. So I have 3 root 3 into root 3 plus 2. So when you take the product here, you obtain 3 root 3 into root 3 plus 2, or what else you can do? You can multiply this root 3 with these two terms just in order to simplify it more. 3 is outside this bracket and root 3 is being multiplied to both these terms, resulting here 3 plus 2 root 3 centimeters. Okay, so now in this manner we are getting here the required answer for this question, that height, or you can say the altitude of this equilateral triangle comes out to be 3 root 3 into root 3 plus 2 centimeter, or 3 into 3 plus 2 root 3 centimeter. Now let's just quickly check out the options, which of the option will be correct. So out of these options now, where you can find the suitable answer? Our answer is 3 into 3 plus 2 root 3, or 3 root 3 into root 3 plus 2. So here I can clearly figure out the correct answer here in option C. So we get the right answer for this question in option C. You can very well mark your answer. That is, option C is correct for this question. I hope it is totally clear to you. This is a very beautiful concept involving geometry of circle and triangle. Now let's just quickly switch to our next question.